Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's edition of the Black Belt Newscast Live. We are in the Black Belt this week. I'm Senior Assistant Publisher. I'm in Marengo County.
I'm Todd Prater, staff writer, and I'm in Dallas County at our home office in the Queen City.
He's at our headquarters on Broad Street in Selma, the Queen City of the Black Belt. And I always like to let everybody know all of our stories that we talk about today come from blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And so if you want more information on the stories, you can read more in depth. You can read at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. I actually just added the ability for you to listen to it as well. So if you
good deal.
And you just pull it up from your phone, you can press a button and have it read to you, which is a new element. We also have an email that comes out at 3 o'clock every day that has all of our headlines that you can click on. And sign up for that when you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. It'll ask you within the first couple of seconds. And it's free. All of our content is free. We don't charge for you to read all of the things that we have going on in the Black Belt. We want everyone to have access to the news in our community. And if you have news to share with us, send it to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. It's a great way to share because we kind of consider this a community-connected activity of news, information, and sharing. So, we did add a calendar, a Black Belt calendar, which I have a little look-see. I'll just kind of do a little whoop, whoop. Here's the new calendar.
Oh, I love that calendar. Yeah.
The calendar. It's a really great way to know about the different things going on in the community, whether it's an event that you want to go to or whether you need something like for food giveaway days. We have see the little button that says service events. Press on that and see what service events are coming up that might be able to help you round out your life when you need it. And we take donations. Yep, we take donations, always asking for if you have something in your heart to help us, you can make a donation. Go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. There's a red button in the top right corner. And I also like to say, hey, during this event or during our not live newscast, you can make comments. Comment to us about what you're seeing. And if you have any questions or want to hear more about what we're talking about, we can answer your questions. I can see them while we're live. So we love using this, our newscast in this kind of method so that we can connect and talk and communicate with what we have going on with the Black Belt News Network.
It's neat to have that live feedback too, so we know if we're in the right direction or if you have an idea for something we need to cover.
Yes, and actually we just got a grant recently to do a reader survey. So we will be asking you guys formally for your input. We will also be meeting you where you are. We're going to be coming to events and giving out shirts and hats and asking for input and just introducing you to the Black Belt News Network because, we are only 2 years old. But the Selma Sun, our print product, is celebrating our 10th anniversary this year.
Wow.
Yep.
Hard to believe.
Yep, we've been around for a little while now. Yeah. All right, let's get started with our first.
Let's do it.
All right, Meadowview Christian, the private school that was around for 55 years in Selma, is closing, which we have reported, but their campus is going to reopen soon as something different. Tell us about that, Todd.
I had the opportunity to speak with Pastor Gary Crum at Ellwood Christian Academy, and he said, God's timing is amazing, that when Meadowview decided to close down, that Ellwood had bought the campus and is going to move in. That's the old Ellwood campus on Bell Road, and they are outgrowing it tremendously and fast. Pastor Crum said that in a time when many private schools are seeing a drop in their enrollment, Ellwood is actually seeing an increase in the enrollment. Right now they have 165 students. They need room for more. And at Meadowview Christian campus, they'll have football field, baseball field. Their football team will actually have their own stadium now. And their girls flag football is sponsored by the Atlanta Falcons, will have a place to play. They're even looking at doing music classes and whatnot. A lot of things that they couldn't do in their smaller campus. But this summer, they're going to be moving into the Ellwood Christian, the Meadowview Christian campus, and it will be called Ellwood Christian Academy at Meadowview. Because come to find out, Meadowview split in 1998. That led to the Central Christian Academy, which Pastor Crum bought and turned into Ellwood. So now you have full circle. It's coming back together as one school. We have a complete story about it in the Selma Sun print, and it's on our website as well. It's a great story. It looks like it's going to be a great thing for the community that we're going to be bringing these two schools together. And that way, some of the staff and students from Meadowview will still be going there now. So it's not completely gone. And even Pastor Crum said it's not really buying out. We're just merging. We're merging, becoming one once again.
That is going to be an interesting to see how that goes. Now, with Meadowview closing, the Selma City Council this week gave a resolution for honoring the time that they were here. And I'm going to run this. This is Teddy Pouncey, a board member with Billy Young, council president, who gave the resolution and read out.
All right, Mr. Pouncey, on this evening, the Selma City Council approved a resolution to be placed in the archives and the records of the city of Selma. And once all the signatures have been prepared, we're going to give one to the board for you all to have for prosperity. But we did not want to let this historic event go unnoticed. Whenever you have a Center of Education, a school that is closing, that is something to be said now. Because we want schools open for all of our children. But we felt it very important that we acknowledge that Meadowview existed and for a time served many children in our community. And that many children have graduated and have gone off to do great things. So we felt it appropriate to adopt and approve Resolution R150-24/25, resolution of the Selma City Council recognizing and honoring Meadowview Christian School for 55 years of service to the community. And I'm not going to read the resolution in its entirety.
Yeah, so the resolution, I have it online.
Yeah.
If you want to read that. And that was a really interesting honor for 55 years of Meadowview.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is Billy said we want to have schools open for our kids. Well, now this school is going to be what was once a traditionally black school and a traditionally white school are now going to be together. So, and Gary Crum said it best. Kids don't have a problem with that, and we're gonna make it look like heaven, whether you want it to or not, because heaven is colorful.
Yeah,
and this is gonna be like heaven, and that's what his plan is. So, we're gonna be really interesting to see how it turns out. I think it's gonna be great.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch over to Marion, where they opened a new tech hub. You were there for this opening.
Yes, I was. And what a great event. Donald Bennett, who is the president of Main Street Marion, did the ribbon cutting and hosted it. It's called the Harris Technology Hub. It's actually there's Donald right there cutting the ribbon with his wife on his left and some of the board members. Mayor Dexter Hinton read a resolution that the city council passed honoring the Harris family, who for 103 years had a clothing store in that building. They closed down in 2013. And most of the folks there had at some point or another bought clothing in that store. Now it's a tech hub for students, adults and children. There's going to be the little coffee bar there. So while you're studying and while you're working on your tech, you can get some refreshments. Those computers are designed for heavy graphics, high-end graphics, and internet work so that people can learn how to do graphic design. They can learn how to do audio and video editing, a lot of stuff like that. Donald Bennett standing there even said that the tech hub, not only is it going to cater to students to help learn, business, the extension service is going to have classes on business, starting business, investing, stuff like that. You saw Innovate Alabama is in there. They're bringing classes on all the technology and the computers. There's just a whole lot of stuff in that one place. And you're gonna have to see our story and go to their website to find out more. But Donald Bennett said, we're making a place for community, not only to learn, but to enjoy. So he's gonna have comfortable seating, and there's a big screen up on the wall. He said, we'll have the pizza store across the street open by football season. We'll come over here and watch football, eat pizza, and have a good time. So it's going to be a multi-purpose building, but it's mainly a tech hub.
Awesome. So over in Demopolis, the healthcare high school planning is moving forward, and this is the Alabama Health and Sciences School. Yeah. And they have announced this week they selected Brasfield and Gorey to be the builder. And so they will build the 10-acre campus that will be located behind Whitfield Hospital and connected so that the students can come back and forth. And it is a $62 million agreement and is approved by trustees of this foundation. So the first phase will include the academic building, residential hall, dining facilities, a 400-seat auditorium, and a rec building. So that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle for this project. Yeah. And it's adjacent to Whitfield, and the land is donated by the city of Demopolis. So that's how all of this is coming to be. Let me see. I forgot to put this up. This is the rendering of what this high school will look like. And I've shown the land before. This is when the governor came and announced that they were going to be there. And I don't know how long that takes. So it is going to go in the old ERA building, era building.
Yeah, the new era building. And of course, when they open in 2026, they're actually going to be on campus at the University of West Alabama until the new building is finished, which they said should be done by 2027 school year.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to go to a town hall meeting last night in Linden. It was at the Industrial Development Building, and it was the Marengo County leaders that, like the legislators that were holding this, so that they could give the community information about what is going on in and what happened in the session that just ended, but also what will be what any questions they had about what happened during the session, but also any kind of questions of what they would like to see happen over the next in the next session, which will be next year.
Right.
So it was Representative A.J. McCampbell, and it was Thomas Jackson, who's also a representative, and then Senator Bobby Singleton. They answered questions about healthcare, a lot about like teacher union questions, about raises. They talked about the high school, the healthcare high school, and how that came to be, tax incentives they gave to get the school to come. A lot of really good information about Singleton even told us about a project coming to Montgomery that sounds really cool in partnership with Apple.
Oh, wow.
Do a little digging and a little more information on that. But you can see the people that came, Whitfield Regional Hospital had representatives there. This healthcare science school had representative, that's Jackson there. And they each had a chance to kind of give a wrap up of what they've done during the session. And there were questions about like housing, which I'm going to talk about in a second, with Demopolis, and efforts to increase, is there something to help bring and retain more young people so that when they leave and get a degree, they come back and might maybe have better and more available housing. So a lot of questions about that. So it was really neat. About 60, 70 people were there, which was really good turnout. And was really glad to be there to represent the Black Belt News Network, but also get some information. I will write that story today.
Yeah.
I ended up not having time for it last night, but we're going to get it. I know. I'm going to switch over to Demopolis, and some of the discussion about the housing is similar to a story we ran on Black Belt News Network this week, which was about the opening of the flats. So let me show you. I've got a little video of the ribbon cutting from this. It was last Thursday, I believe. And so this is the ribbon cutting for the flats, which is 6 units inside. I'm just going to leave that up for a sec. So this is where there's Strother Designs downstairs, and this is for apartments, or it's short-term leasing upstairs on this, Walnut, the main drag here. Yeah. So, and that's one solution or attempt at a solution for housing issues. And something else that came up, and this was, my dad, one of our top reporters, Brad Fisher, was at this meeting and asked around about, and one of the things they talked about the most, and this is the Marengo County Economic Development Authority, talked about housing issues. Yes, adding the 6 apartments for the flats is helpful, but it's not long-term housing. The building of Highway 43 and adding those lanes, which that also was discussed at the Marengo County legislative meeting, is with all the builders that are, 700 workers that will be there.
Yeah.
Where are they going to stay? It's a 2 to 5 year program, project. Then you've also got the healthcare high school. So that's going to bring at least 40 faculty and staff that will be here, need somewhere to live. So
not to mention parents who may move to town and bring their kids.
Move to town, so the population could grow up to even 15,000 people. So where are we going to put everybody? So there was a talk about, if we don't have enough apartments and homes, that the city might need to look at doing some tax incentives for builders to come to town.
Right.
So that was a story we had at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And it's one of those thinkers, y'all, that we don't do all just news. We do some, let's talk about this as a community. What should we do for housing? And I know Selma, we've written many stories about Selma's resolution to this problem, which has been partnerships with housing, like NACA. If you look up NACA, there's a lot of creativity that Selma has done, especially after the tornado, and we lost anyway. And some of these are some modular homes that are put on a foundation and look amazing, by the way.
Yeah, they really are nice.
Rebuilds from the Mennonites and everything. So housing is an issue in the Black Belt, even though we think that we're just this easy rural community.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that is a serious problem.
Time for election season, as everybody is probably aware of at this point. 2025 is municipal election year. The municipal elections got moved off of the federal year, which was 24, and so most of our folks served 5 years instead of 4 years for their time in elected office, and so we have some heating up of the election season as we approach qualifying, and qualifying ends in mid-June. So you're starting to hear a lot of folks putting in. Let me see if I can switch over to we have an election hub. Let me go find my election hub and I'll come back to you guys. Hang on. And this is where we are going to compile all, here we go. Let's share my screen.
Yeah.
Of our activity. Here we go. Our election hub. So this is on the main blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. If you scroll down, it's one of the blocks. And so Janie Thomas has announced that she's running for a 3rd term for Ward 7. Collins Petaway III announced that he's running for Ward 3. Clay Carmichael has also announced his plan to run for his seat and to get reelected for Ward 3. We don't have that story up yet. We're working on that one. And then we also have stories coming about DeMonte Purifoy. He has announced Ward 7, which would be against Janie Thomas. Otto Hunter is announced. We've got a few that we are compiling their information. If you are planning to or announcing that you are running, send your information to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and we will post a story. We're doing that for everybody. You get your own story. In print, we may do a wrap up of everybody that is running, but do send your info. As you can see, others have over the past couple of weeks. The mayor race has several people in it that, as you can see, have announced. So yeah, send your announcements to us and we'll add you to it. I also got a chance to go to the Live HealthSmart Alabama, which is a UAB program.
Yeah.
They had a meeting. I am on an advisory board with them. And, they held this advisory board yesterday, Thursday. And this has Michael Johnson, who is Ward 8. It has Atkin Jemison was there, Ward 6. And those are the two wards that Live HealthSmart started with. They've been talking to Janie Thomas, looking to expand into Ward 7. And what they've done, and we've done stories on this. So this is here's the meeting that we were in at the library, Selma Dallas Public Library. And that's Austin with the YMCA. Austin Williams, yep. I liked these numbers, so I added that in there. The statistics, the work they've done in Dallas County and Selma. And that's Arthur McLean with International Paper. David Scott is the superintendent of Selma Schools. Reverend Goings, who is with the church they've been working with a lot, Mount Ariat. And then you can't see there's a farmer, and there's Andy Arrington, who's with the Attorney General's office, Megan Austin with Vaughn Regional Medical Center, and then UAB officials and me. But what they're talking about doing is expanding into more wards in Selma, and they already have been talking with the Demopolis healthcare folks, because they're next moving into Demopolis. It's really cool because they told me that our story that we ran asking for survey participants in Demopolis to get more information about what they would like actually drew in 75 people. They were really excited because they
well, good.
Yeah, they thanked us for running that. So they built the East Selma community. They redid it. The community pond. They're restocking it with fish, by the way. So by July, you'll be able to fish and eat them. And they're talking about a fish fry. So, they do infrastructure work, sidewalks, and they get partners, lots and lots of partners from the area. So that's moving on to Demopolis. And then they will also, after that, move on to Camden. So it's exciting that they're working in the Black Belt with us, that they're passionate about. And I'll tell you, they talked a lot about the wellness events that they do, where you can go get your blood pressure checked, weight, and get your vitals. They get people that are really scared of seeing healthcare officials, worried that they're going to have bad news. That they're going to be told they can't eat a certain way. So getting the trust and building the trust here in the Black Belt has been their journey. And I was really impressed with how they've been working to get, healthcare professionals to work with you guys here in the Black Belt so that we don't feel so bad. I'm always worried they're going to tell me I have a big tumor somewhere.
I get a little anxious when I go to the doctor.
You got to know, and that way you feel better, and they will pair you up with a primary care physician as well, so that you can follow up on anything that you might find out, like your blood pressure being high or anything. Love it. I just love what they're doing. And they also have a mobile market that will be, they're buying a new one. It comes in September that will, where you can walk into it and buy fresh fruit and food.
Yeah.
A partnership with EBT. They take EBT. So that, it's just your regular money out of pocket that you would spend anyway, but it's for healthier food. And they will have that on the road in Selma starting in the fall. So I'm sure we'll let you know about that, being that I'm on the advisory committee. So I'm excited to hear about when that comes. So see, I can talk about that all day. I love that. Hey, I know something you can talk about all day.
Okay. Oh man, you talk about some fun. Last Saturday, I got the opportunity to go down to Camden, and we were at the Wilcox Wilcox Farm and Hunting Supply, and it was the first wild hog roundup to raise money for Ditches to Riches Animal Rescue that is open down there, and that right there is your winner overall. A bunch of hogs came in. Rick Pipkins, who put this on to raise the money, he said the largest boar hog was 272 pounds. The largest sow was 140 pounds. Randy McKinney, that's who that is right there, wins with a total weight of 1,093 pounds of hog. And the roundup raised $3,500 for the brand new Ditches to Riches dog and cat. Yeah, they rescue cats as well, animal rescue.
Oh, wow.
And this was a real fun event. They're going to do it again next year. I was really glad to be a part of it. We may do it closer to the fall, and just thinking about ways to get more people involved and do better for the Ditches to Riches, which was kind of one of the pet, no pun intended, a pet project of Big Daddy. And we have a bunch of, I'm going to do a story on Ditches to Riches coming up soon. And it's a great thing that they're doing to help Wilcox County, because before this, they didn't have an animal rescue. So congratulations to Rick Pipkins for putting on a successful wild hog roundup, and boy, was it fun.
So it's time for the Black Belt Roundup.
Oh, yay! Good deal. Okay.
Roundup. We have so many little things to talk about. I want to share this little guy right here. He is from Demopolis. And his name is Mason McLaughlin. He and his grandfather, Wallace Walker, were hunting on family land in Lounsborough, so Lowndes County, and they found this big turkey. And this is the winner, this photo of the 2025 Alabama Black Belt Adventures Big Gobbler Photo Contest. He gets a kit, a gun care kit with it.
Oh, yeah.
A sight that he won a turkey call. It's pretty awesome. He's 11 years old, just finished 6th grade at Demopolis Middle School. He'll be going over to
Good for him.
My daughter's at the high school, so maybe I see this kid around and give him a big pat on the back. That's pretty amazing.
Good deal. And Pam Swanner puts that on at Black Belt. Alabama Black Belt Adventures. That's cool.
Yeah, they do great stuff.
Yeah, they do wonderful stuff.
Okay.
I love it.
You have some roundup options.
Yeah, I do have one. It's the E.M. Brown Community Center is having their May Day Festival tomorrow. DJ Big Lou's going to be there. There's going to be bouncy houses, giveaways. There's going to be a car and truck show. Food galore. It's going to be a big fun day down at the E.M. Brown Community Center, which is located at 263 County Road 38, Mentor, Alabama, in Dallas County. And then coming up June 21st, put it on your calendar. We're going to have a story about this coming up soon, too, is the Valley Creek cleanup. It starts at 8:30 in the morning and goes until. Mainly going to try to do it all before noon, before it starts getting too warm. But Clay Carmichael and John Creel are sponsoring and putting it on. Clay said he was down in the creek one day, and they like to go down there and play, and he grew up playing in the creek, and he realized it needs to be cleaned up. So he's asking everybody to meet at the covered bridge at 8:30 on June 21st down at Valley Creek, down at Block Park, and they'll get it cleaned up. We'll remind you again soon, too. So hope everybody gets together for that. That's all I got for the roundup today.
We always like to thank our sponsors.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Miller.
Randall Miller, give a thoughtful final gift to your family. Call 334-874-9081 and talk to a caring advisor and do some planning. It would be a much better way for your family to know what it is that you want, and it could save you and your family money. Pre-plan your funeral. We actually have some really great ads running on social media, and I got to give Chico some props. He has some really clever ads for this on our social media as well. On family that plans together stays together. Yeah, I love it. So yes, Randall Miller, thank you guys, and Betty Miller. And we also like to remind you that we take donations.
Oh yeah.
Please
help us out.
We have a fiscal sponsor. We are tax deductible. If you want to make a donation to help us keep going on our free coverage for the Black Belt, and also help us maybe afford another body and some more boots on the ground. But we don't have to just have a full-time person. You can join us and be a community correspondent. Yes. I forgot to give props. That video of Meadowview came to us from Valencia Benjamin, one of our top community correspondents. Oh, you know what else I forgot to share?
You mean the video of the city council meeting where Meadowview was honored?
The city council meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for reiterating that. We also, and I forget to do this, is like do a little back patting. We won 11 awards so far with the Press Association.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention this is not easy to do because we won 11 awards so far. We find out more awards at the convention later at the end of June. And one of our winners is Angela Benjamin, the city councilwoman, who is a really talented writer, just like Valencia is. And she won for her story that she did about George Sally's funeral, who is and it was a eloquent story. It deserved first place in the state for a feature story. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to be a community correspondent and join us, you could win some awards too.
Yeah,
I know, it's pretty fun. We won stories for our quarterback, stories about the quarterback who died of brain injury. Fred Guarino, our Morgan football reporter, won with me on that. We just had a really great, this newscast won first place.
All right.
So I know we're the only ones doing it. So that one's
we're special.
No, it's not. It's hard work.
It is, but it's fun,
It is fun. We love doing this every week. It's a lot of prep work that you don't see. And then later I will be chopping up all of these segments, and that takes me a little while too. But we do love doing it for you guys because we want you to see the stories wherever you are. If you want to see them as a video, here you go. All right. Shoo. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Next week will be a little tricky because I am going to be in Minneapolis. Yes, I'm going to be learning more about how to raise money for nonprofit news agencies like we are.
Cool. Yeah.
So this is News Philanthropy 101, I guess. And it's shaking some hands with people that might actually want to fund the work that we're doing down here in the Black Belt so that we can keep doing it as much as we love doing it. We want help. And so I will be in Minneapolis. I was just in Philly last week, so I might be coming. I'll probably be coming to you guys from Minneapolis next week. Yeah. All right. We will see you next Friday.
Y'all have a great week. Great weekend.